There will be a new but familiar face behind the Soo Greyhounds bench next season. The Hounds have hired former player Drew Bannister as their new head coach, replacing Sheldon Keefe, who has moved on to the Toronto Maple Leafs organization as head coach of the AHL's Toronto Marlies. Drew, I guess welcome back to Sault Ste. Marie. Congratulations. You've gone full circle from a player with the Greyhounds to pro career, and now you're coaching the Soo Greyhounds. What's the feeling like when you officially became the coach of the Soo Greyhounds? What was it like?
I think a lot of same as it was when I was a 15-year-old and I heard my name get called by the Greyhounds by Luke Williams. A lot of pride, nervousness, but a lot of excitement moving in and looking forward to starting my career as a coach, really.
Do you have a little bit of a comfort zone coming to a place where you're familiar with, and by that I mean like the fans, the community, how they feel about their hockey? Is that something that you take to heart?
I think so. I mean, I understand what the expectations it was for the players to come in here because I played here. So I know the pressures that are on the players, but also what the expectations are for the organization. And certainly playing when I did, the expectations we had for our group and our team and themselves, and certainly what Sheldon and the rest of the group have done over the last 2.5 years and the legacy they've left here is we're looking to just build on that and continue on it.
Soo Greyhounds general manager Kyle Rafta said there were a lot of applicants for the head coaching position. However, Drew Bannister's name kept rising to the top of the pile.
Well, I think, we've talked about this a lot, how the game's changed over the past few years, but more importantly, the athletes changed. And I think something that we really put a lot of emphasis on is the teaching side of the game, the communication side, which I think is big for today's athlete. And obviously with Drew's background, both through Hockey Canada, through this league, as a player, his name just kept coming back up to the top of the list for us. And as we kind of talked more about, how he fit in with this group, it just made the decision very easy on our side.
The Greyhounds have also hired a new assistant coach to replace AJ McLean, who has gone to the Toronto Marlies with Sheldon Keefe. Drew Bannister's assistant coach is Donald McLean, a native of Sydney, Nova Scotia.
I think Donald, when I sat down with the interview process of myself and I spoke to Kyle, he had asked me what I would look for in an assistant coach. And I think it had a lot to do with me and my upbringing and how I wanted somebody that played the game. I wanted somebody with some background of coaching experience, whether it be playing and coaching at the same time or it had recently retired and had some playing. And also, the knowledge of doing their HP1 and HP2 and just learning about the game as a coach and not necessarily leaning on your playing career that much. Because as I learned a lot, it's a lot different being a player than there is a coach and the time that you have to put in. And that's what stood out for me with Donald. And certainly there's a lot of people that I respect that know Donald very well and that he came highly recommended. And he's somebody that just stood out from the beginning. And there was a lot of good candidates, but in the end, Donald was always the guy that stood out for us.
Drew Bannister played over 100 games in the National Hockey League. He comes to the Soo Greyhounds after serving a stint as assistant coach with the Ontario Hockey League's Owen Sound Attack. For Go Sault Ste. Marie, I'm Gino Cavallo.